What's up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Clearly we are back to California sunshine, and that's just the way that I like it.
Now the driveway's still a little bit wet, but if you look out on the old asphalt over there, it looks nice and dry. I think today's gonna be a good day to take the old BBB out for a drive. We gotta fuel it up, we gotta run a couple errands, we gotta do a couple things, and we also gotta test something that I've seen talked about a lot.
And, well, I just want to kind of stomp out the myth.
We'll let it warm up for a minute, but as you can see, I did not drive the truck in the rain, and well, she is really, really clean.
One thing I've addressed a few times in the comments, but I'll do it on video here. A lot of people are saying that the bumper paint does not match the paint on the fender here. And if you actually look closely, my truck came with a clear bra on it from the factory. I don't know how good that's getting picked up on camera. You can see the little differentiation there.
And while this was an Arizona truck, it's been in the sun its entire life, and the clear bra has yellowed a little bit.
So if you actually look right here, this is obviously a little bit wider depending on how the camera is picking it up than the yellowed part of the clear bra. So obviously the yellow part of the clear bra meets the white part of the bumper, and it looks a little different. So at some point I'm going to pull off the original clear bra, and we're going to re-clear bra everything. That way it'll all match, and I'm sure the factory one, whatever one was installed on here, is probably not the highest end clear bra. So we'll put something higher in that hopefully won't yellow as quickly as that one did. Also plan on wrapping the mirrors because, well, these tires throw stuff right at the mirror, and that's no fun.
And yes, I am keeping a towel on my seats. I do not want to screw up these nice road wire interior seats. And as you guys know, this is a real weak point on most truck seats, especially these GM trucks. This was already starting to tear on my last truck with 3 years of not full-time use. So I don't want to risk screwing that up at all. So we'll keep that bad boy covered for now.
But first things first, we need to run to the P.O. box because I know there's a couple packages in there. And then we need to go refuel this bad boy because I'm trying to get better at not letting it go below, especially an eighth of a tank, but we're a little bit below a quarter of a tank. I had to run the tank low when they installed the lift pump because obviously you got to drop the tank, and the less fuel that's in the tank, the easier it is for them to drop. So we're going to fuel this bad boy up, but you know, it's harder on your fuel pump, it's harder on everything when you let it drop below a certain level, and I'm really bad about that, but I'm trying to get better.
All right, well, it looks like we got our newest truck pack that showed up. Let's open this bad boy up.
Of course, today is the one day I forgot my knife. Look at this guy over here. He is clearly pissed at that chick. They're yelling at each other. Am I the only one that when I see stuff like this in parking lots, I kind of hang out for a little bit just to make sure the dude never hits the chick? Because you can tell sometimes when they're that pissed off that you never know what's going to happen.
All right, well, while we keep an eye on that situation, let's check out what came in this month's truck pack. Looks like we got a sweet truck pack sweatshirt here. Some little truck pack, believe these go in your cup holder. Mega Shine detailer. Got a discount for Gate King, a tailgate holder upper. S&B backpack. Make sure you guys go check out truckpack.com. And then we've got a letter here. This letter is from Tyson. It says, "Dear Mr. Rhino, my name is Tyson. I'm a senior at Blank High School in Montana. I have a school project to mail a request letter to a business we like and believe in. I have followed you and your brand for quite some time now via your YouTube channel. Continue to watch you grow. I love what you and your company stand for. I have many of the same outlooks on life as you do. You can't just sit there and hope good things will drop in your lap. You need to get out there and make it happen. In my English class, we must write to a company that we like, use, and believe in, and I couldn't think of a better example than work for it. You have taught me hard work pays off big time, and in the long run, you have to work for anything and everything. You and a lot of other members of the automotive YouTube community have shown me that my true passion is vehicles and working on them. Because of this, I'm planning on pursuing a career in the automotive industry. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter. It means a lot." Tyson, number one, thank you for this letter. You know, I have to say one of the coolest things about this letter is it's coming from a high school. And to me, that is like the whole age group that really worked for it and trying to spread the blue collar movement. That's the age group it really targets. In the fact that, you know, when I was in high school, teachers would laugh at me anytime I told them that, you know, I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to work in construction. I wanted to be a contractor. I wanted to work with my hands. This is what I love to do. And, you know, the look on their faces come senior year when everybody's going around the classroom saying what colleges they applied to and all that. And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't apply to anything. I don't plan on going to college. Now, mind you, I was a 4.0 student. So then when I found out I didn't apply to college, I wasn't planning on going to college, I didn't take the SATs, I didn't do any of that. My teacher, number one, the look on their face was hilarious. They were shocked. But then they tried to berate me in front of the class saying, well, good luck, you're never going to be successful, you're going to be breaking your back for nothing, and don't worry, I'm very good at holding my own in those situations. But I also use that to fuel the fire under me, to go out there and make sure, no, I really do
do my best to succeed in this life, in the life that I want, and I've created the life that I want for myself. So for those of you out there that are in high school and you're dealing with a similar situation, or college isn't right for you, you know, it's not right for everybody. You know, I want my doctor to go to college, I want my lawyer to go to college. The college definitely works for some people and is a necessity for certain career paths, but if you don't plan on using whatever degree you're going to college for, you're wasting a ton of money, which is going to take a long time to get back. You're wasting a ton of years, which you will never get back, and then you're going to come out with a degree that you're not going to use. It just makes no sense. So to me, if you have a passion in your life and it does not involve going to college, but you can make a career out of it, then by all means, go for it. You may piss off your family for a little bit, you know, you may go against social norm of, you know, going to college, but in my life and from my experiences, the most successful people that I know and the richest people that I know either didn't go to college or dropped out of college. Some even dropped out of high school. It's not a necessity as long as you have the drive and you have the willingness to work your ass off to make whatever you want come true. And really, that was the whole premise to the Work For It movement. I'd be honored if you guys would check out the website, workforitapparel.com. The link will be right there. Now let's get this old girl some diesel because she is getting thirsty. So one thing you may see a lot of diesel owners doing when they pull up to pump some fuel is they leave the diesel running. And there's always a lot of controversy around that because obviously with a gas car, you know, you got gas vapors coming out of the fuel pump, and it's the biggest fear everybody has, you're gonna blow up the gas station, right? And obviously, I mean, even on the pump, it says, turn off your engine. So that brings up a few things. Number one, why do people do it? And why do diesel owners leave their vehicle running? And number two, is it safe? So we're gonna tackle a couple of those things in a second, but let's fuel up with the diesel running right now. So clearly, the truck is still running. Let's fill her up. Well, I'm happy to report, guys, so far we have not blown up. Now, I don't obviously recommend leaving your truck while it's running. Now, Mark DeCola does make a good suggestion of attaching kind of like a carabiner or a quick clip to just your key fob. That way you can leave your keys in and you can disconnect your key fob, lock your truck up, go into the store, do whatever you got to do, come back out. Obviously it's not foolproof of your truck getting stolen, but you know, you should always keep an eye on your truck anyway. Now, one thing I've noticed is we're definitely getting stares from people wondering why the truck is still running and I'm filling it up. So let's talk about reasons why somebody would fill up their diesel and leave it running. One of the main reasons, obviously, you know, newer diesels, if you have a turbo on your diesel, you don't want to just shut your truck off the second you stop. So you want to allow that turbo time to cool down. That way the oil and all that doesn't crystallize in the turbo and lead to problems later down the road. So, I mean, some trucks even have turbo timers on them. That way, even when you pull the key out, the truck's going to continue to run for a couple minutes until the temperatures get to the right level, and then it'll shut it off. Another reason being, it's not good to start and stop your diesel constantly. So if you're making a lot of short trips, running in and out of stores, to continuously turn it off, turn it back on, it's hard on the starter, it's hard on the glow plugs, it's just hard on the engine in general. I know, especially for older diesels, imagine newer ones, they've probably kind of worked some of those kinks out, but you want to avoid that as much as possible. Well, guys, I just did what I said I would never do. I just swiped my card twice. I hate it. Hate the $100 cutoff. I've always refused to swipe the card twice, but gotta do it for the video. Gotta pull away from the fuel pump here. Somebody was waiting in line, and I don't want to hold up the line there, so we are done fueling, but we'll continue this video. So one of the other big reasons I can see people doing this, especially if you live back on the East Coast, the Midwest, places where you actually does get cold, is keeping your heater on and keeping that truck warm. Obviously with a gas truck, you're kind of out of luck, but with a diesel, you know, you have that ability to safely keep it running, so you might as well keep the truck warm, you know. And since we're talking about safety, is it safe to keep your diesel idling while you're filling up? And from everything I've ever known, and we're going to test this in a little bit, the flash point of diesel is much higher than that of gas. So, you know, growing up, I've always been told, and I've always been under the understanding that if you take an open flame to diesel, it will not catch fire. Therefore, if you have a little bit of a spark or something like that, when you're filling up, the vapors from the diesel are they're not going to explode like gas vapors would. One thing I haven't tested on this truck is the actual DSP-5 switch. I've set it on 4, it feels like it's on 4, and I've assumed it's on 4, but I haven't actually played with it. So I think when we get up to the next stoplight up here, we'll kick it into 1, which would be essentially stock tune, and we'll see how it handles. And the more I think about having put the DSP-5 switch in the center console, the happier I am, because I really just am not going to use it very often, and having it right there, it's just, like I said, if I'm not going to use it very often, I don't want to see it. So let's kick her down into 1. See what happens when we get on her here in 1. still screams a little bit.
Let's switch it over to 4.
And the reason you want that extra power is if you need to merge into another lane that's going faster than you, it's really a safety thing, you know? Like this guy right here in our lane is going 20 miles an hour on a 50-mile-an-hour road. I need to get around him. And we now have that ability. All right, so we've made it back to the house here, and now is where we're gonna do our definitive test as to whether or not diesel will catch fire to an open flame. And before we go any further, number 1, don't try this at home, kids. Number 2, safety first, of course, for all you safety kids out there. Got the fire extinguisher right here. We're obviously gonna be doing it in a fire pit. We've got a, transported in a legal container, then put into this water bottle here of some nice diesel fuel. We've got Chris's girlfriend over there, making sure, we've got a running flow of water should we need it. We're going to pour just a little bit of diesel here. Now obviously the fire pit is wet because it rained last night, so we got this nice 4x4 that we are going to use as our carrier for the diesel fuel. Then we take our nice lighter here, which works perfectly. We'll turn that flame up a little bit. There we go. And nothing to it but to do it, guys. Let's see if she catches fire. Seems like it wants to, and it almost does a little bit. I can't tell if that's the wood or the actual diesel, but it really fizzles out really quick if it does at all light. Let's try it on not wood. How about that? Yeah, I think it was something in the wood that's actually letting it catch fire, because here on the metal it is not catching fire at all. And just for comparison purposes, I've got some gas here. This is actually mixed, so it's got a little bit of oil in it, but I think it'll still do the trick. Oh, that is a lot more than I planned on. But there's the difference between gas and diesel, I would have to say. Should probably move that away. And once again, remember, do not try any of what you just saw at home. I'm a trained professional. This is a controlled environment. We've got firemen all around here. It's, safety first, safety first. But clearly you guys can see the huge difference between gasoline and diesel. And really what starts a fire when you're fueling up is usually like a static spark or something that catches the fumes coming back out of the tank. And as we all know, gasoline fumes are just insanely volatile, whereas diesel not so much. Now, I will not recommend you leave your diesel idling while you're fueling up, because that's just, it's bad to recommend. So I'm gonna say actually don't do it. But clearly you're gonna see a lot of people doing it, and hopefully this video answered a lot of questions as to why people do it and whether or not you really should be worried seeing somebody else do it. And it may also be illegal where you live. A lot of states have different laws regarding leaving something running while you're fueling up. I've heard of people getting $200 fines for leaving their vehicle running while fueling up. So there probably is a decent reason they make it illegal, and just really check with your local state before you do that. So with that, we're gonna wrap up another video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button now, that we do not miss out on any future content and any future science experiments that we do for you. Don't forget to give this video a like, aka a thumbs up, especially for Chris's girlfriend back there. She really loves likes, so make sure you give her some likes. Don't forget to check out workforitapparel.com and help spread the work for it movement and restoring pride in blue collar work. You guys are the best. Catch you in the next video. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.